Alex Jones here reporting for Infowars.com. Rand Paul is right. And despite the fact that I got angry at him endorsing Romney, I understand his argument, at least on the surface, because he knows Romney personally, that it's a lesser of two evils. Whatever. That's a side issue. He's pro-Second Amendment. He's anti-New World Order, wants to get us out of the United Nations, wants to audit and abolish the Federal Reserve. And that's why he's the best U.S. senator we've got. And he's the only senator who is coming out and calling for an open revolt against it. Senator DeMint is calling for a repeal and is doing a good job overall as well. But Rand Paul is right and is being attacked all over the media today, all over the news shows, all over print, for how dare him say disregard the Supreme Court and their, just a couple of, men in black robes. That's basically what he came out and said. Just because a couple of people on the Supreme Court declare something to be constitutional does not make it so. That's right. The Supreme Court has ruled that black people weren't humans and then two-thirds humans and that they could be slaves in all this. The Supreme Court is made up of political appointees. Take Elena Kagan, who helped codify the Health Care Act out of Romney's Massachusetts model with the big insurance companies. How did she rule on something she helped write? It's all a fraud. And then you've got Roberts, who reportedly is having seizures and looks like he's doped out of his mind. The point is there's some good news. The governors are saying they're not going along with this and that they're going to be revolting against it. You've got Senator DeMint as well, saying that they've got to defeat it and got to repeal it. But again, it's going to be hard in the Senate. It'll be hard in the House because the way they set it up, you've got to have such a big majority to do it. The reason this happened is because the Republicans didn't attack this from the perspective of big insurance companies helped write this to make 35 million people buy health care, and that it's a tax to private interest, a banker bailout. That's who controls the big insurance companies predominantly, the big six banks that got all the bailouts. They made it about socialism and Obama's a communist. Bull. Obama's bought and paid for by Goldman Sachs and Bain Capital and the rest of them. Okay? And these Republicans act like that's not the case. At least Rand Paul and Ron Paul point out the crony capitalist corporate welfare angle, because that is the big angle. Sure, they've got a bunch of dependents running around out there. They've got a bunch of people that will call for more government because they get the crumbs, but it's the big mega corporations that are at the heart of this. And we've got reports detailing it at Infowars.com. We've got the different breakdowns there on the site. We've also got the latest on what's happening with Eric Holder and the whole Fast and Furious situation. Everything is coming to a head right now, but I want to close with Thomas Jefferson. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Thomas Jefferson. A side note, we've also now announced the male and female winners, 2 reporters, 5,000 each, for Infowars.com. You can watch their great submissions there and my report on it at Infowars.com. But again, just to see Rand Paul go from total champion of liberty to start compromising was very upsetting. At some levels, I overreacted, but then people defending him overreacted and said, oh, no, let him work with the Republicans. We need to make them like us. Like some of the people over at Campaign for Liberty. The point is that we need to keep the Pauls on the straight and narrow. But regardless, we've all got to get together against this health care plan with the IRS running our lives, with the IRS in the middle of everything we're doing, with the IRS garnishing our wages. I mean, it just goes on. And the TSA, and groping Shatner. It's all incredible. All right, I'll be covering this on the radio tomorrow. The free audio links are right there, 4 to 6 with the Sunday show and back on the weekday show. Please spread the word about Rand Paul, because Rand Paul is doing the right thing, and Ron Paul's about to leave Congress. Rand Paul is the best thing we've got right now. Tell me what you think below in the comments.